This is a preliminary investigation on the property at 6180 Hollowview Court in the Pinery. Homes in the Pinery can vary a lot depending on many factors, including their lot, their location, and primarily the amount of remodeling that has been done. This house is approximately 37 years old, and the remodeling is going to make a big difference in the value of the property. So since I haven't looked at the property, I haven't been in the property, seen it, I can't come up with an actual market analysis. So I'm going to call this a preliminary investigation on value. And there's a lot of variables that are unknown until I walk through the property. So the first thing I do is I go to public records and I pull up what public records has of this property. And so it's public records says it is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It has a walkout basement that is unfinished. So right here, this makes me wonder if these records are accurate. I would be surprised. I have seen plenty of unfinished basements in the Pinery, but a walkout basement that's been around for 37 years that hasn't been finished, I would be slightly surprised at that. So that might also change the numbers of beds and baths if this does have a finish in the basement. One reason that it might not be showing up in public records, like so many houses in the Pinery, I live in the Pinery, that the basement was finished without a permit. And so it wouldn't show up on public records. So that's a question. Is the basement really unfinished or not? Is it really 3 bedrooms, 3 baths or not? I go to public records and get the information that's available there. It tells me the square footage above grade and in the basement. Some of those modifications like updating and remodeling, obviously those aren't recorded with public records, so I would have to visit the property to see the degree of remodeling and upgrading to the home. So I go to public records and I pull up the data, the history of the home, and then I go to the MLS and do a search and I try to pull up some comps. So on this property, the comps that I am using are 90 days old, so within the last 3 months. The most recent comps are going to be the most accurate. I'm only looking at homes within the Pinery, not looking at any other neighborhood because the Pinery is very unique. I'm looking in the old Pinery, not the Timbers. And I am also looking at 2-story houses. So I kind of left it open. 2-story houses that are in between 2,300 and 3,000 square feet. So it's about 300 or 400 square feet larger and smaller than this house. About 15% larger or 15% smaller. So when I do the search, these are the results that I come up with. They're all within the Pinery. I take this information and I put it into my own spreadsheet so that I can organize the information better. So here's the information in my spreadsheet. I break it down into active, under contract, and sold properties. And again, these are in the last 3 months. So there's only one home currently active, and today is April 29th. Only one home currently active in the Pinery that is comparable in size, a 2-story home, and it's priced at $550. And it's one house, so you can't really find averages. But here's how it compares to the house that's on Hollowview. It has 1 more bed, 1 more bath. It's a little bit smaller, 200 square feet smaller. The finish, it's a little bit larger because they're showing a finished basement in theirs. They say that they have 1,245 square feet finished, where the public records on Hollowview shows 0. And it's currently active at $550. So appraisers don't use actives for comps. In our current COVID-19 market, these actives are going to play a much bigger role in establishing price on a home. In the recent past, we would look at solds and use the same numbers that appraisers did. And then we would maybe pad the numbers and compare the house that's going to be sold to the ones that have been sold, and maybe add some money to it because the market was going up. Now, since the market is definitely shifting, people are going to be shopping and they're going to say, okay, if I'm willing to spend $550 in the Pinery, what are my options? And so to position a new listing based on what is available in the Pinery. So this next group of properties are the properties that are under contract. Now, we don't know exactly what the contract came in at. Most of these have been on the market for just a short while, so I would doubt that there was a lot of give off of the asking price, but we won't actually find out the final closed sale price until it sells and it's recorded with Douglas County. But here's the group of 4 houses, and here's how their averages. They're showing bigger homes that have finished basements. All of these are showing that they have finished basements. Again, Hollowview, public records, no finished basement. The average price on these that are under contract is $602. Hollowview has a really nice setting, a yard that's at the back of the cul-de-sac that backs up to the drainage area there, the hollow, and so it's a larger than average yard. So again, you can see that these are really good comps. They're very close in size. The above grade square footage, the total square footage, Hollowview's on the high end of those that are under contract. And now here's the solds. These numbers here, the current price it says, but that's actually the sold price. That's what is recorded with the county. And so these are accurate numbers. They're not pie in the sky. Maybe some of these were pie in the sky. We don't know. But these are recorded with the county. These are real numbers that happened in the last 90 days. On average, they each have one more bedroom and one more bathroom than what Hollowview shows on public records. Hollowview is a little bit larger, but very good group of comps as far as the above grade square footage. And then the total square footage, Hollowview these are really good comps, 200 to 300 square feet larger, but really, really close. The average price on these that sold in the last 3 months is $563, and the lot sizes are very similar to Hollowview, and the average days on the market are 40. So I would go back to the list of comps in the MLS, and then I would spend some time comparing how the finishes on each of these properties compares to Hollowview. Now this one has a 3-car garage, more of a modern floor plan than a lot of the Pinery homes. But I would look at the finishes of this one. It has a remodeled kitchen with granite counters and a slate backsplash and new lighting. Windows are kind of a big deal. It looks like these might be original windows in this house. But in order to come up with that market analysis, the detailed market analysis, I would need to visit Hollowview and see its unique features, finishes, location. How does the yard look? It's a nice big yard. How does it compare to, or how useful is it? Is it steep backing into that hollow, or is it usable flat space where somebody with small children would like to have their children playing in the backyard? This one has some new countertops on top of old cabinets, it looks like to me. Nice appliances, the wood floors are nice. Again, I would just have to spend some time clicking through these and looking and finding how this compares. This is a 2.5 car garage. Looks like it has newer windows, updated, maybe remodeled. Hardwood floors everywhere, in the upstairs and the downstairs. Not sure about the basement. There's the basement, so it's a walkout basement, and it has some large tile on the floor. Backs up to an open area. So again, here's the list of comps, and really what I can go off of is my market analysis, not my market analysis, but my spreadsheet. If I go back to my spreadsheet, just a cursory investigation shows me that right at 550, 563 is what these are averaging. Most of these have some kind of finish in the basement, and most of them look like they have a certain level of remodeling.